Welcome back to my channel. I want to whisker you away to my kitchen and come with me and bake some psychedelic cat Pop-Tarts. Yeah, not just ordinary Pop-Tarts, they're cat Pop-Tarts, but also they are psychedelic and they're super quick and easy to make. They're just amazing, you will love them. And this recipe is from my book, Bake Me a Cat, which is my brand new book and possibly the one I'm most excited about. So I'm giving you this recipe and it's a secret recipe. Well, it's not a secret recipe, but it's exclusively in my book, Bake Me a Cat. Just before I start, I want to say thank you if you do already subscribe. And if you don't currently subscribe, please do subscribe and then you will see loads of new videos. Now onto the recipe. So to make Pop-Tarts, you need ingredients, and these are the ingredients in front of me. I've already made the pastry for these Pop-Tarts, but I have got a full video on how to make the perfect pastry somewhere around here. And in here is just flour to sprinkle, dust your work surface, make sure your pastry doesn't stick. And then fillings, which are very fun. Pick whatever you like and whatever you want to fill your Pop-Tarts with. So I've got homemade jam and biscoff, and you can also use different flavors of jam, lemon curd, all the good things that you love. And then you're gonna wanna decorate your Pop-Tarts and put icing on top. So you need icing sugar, some water from the tap, and some food dyes to color it all psychedelic colors, because they're psychedelic cats. Sprinkle your flour on your work surface. Everybody always it's such a fun thing and it's so sprinkly and dusty. Actually, be a bit more generous. You don't want your pastry sticking, so lots of flour is good because you can always brush it off the bottom of your pastry. Yeah, more flour. Flour on top of your pastry. Yay, pat, 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 pat. Yeah, this is a pretty buttery pastry. So when you make the pastry, you can put it in the fridge for a little bit just to chill, not for too long because then it goes really hard and then it's hard to work with, but just a little bit and it makes it a bit easier to handle. So roll out your pastry, to roll, you just roll it and then occasionally you want to rotate it. So just do that and rotate it, make sure it's not sticking. And then what I do to make sure it's kind of even is I kind of pat it, like smooth your hand over it and make sure it's kind of smooth-ish. But I do have that other video on making perfect pastry, so you can have a look at that one. So yeah, that feels nice and even. People do different thicknesses, but I kind of like it sort of thinnish, just because you don't put tons of filling in there. So just slightly thicker than a pound coin. And if you're not in the UK, what's the thickness of a pound coin? No, it's not. It's not the thickness of a It's like half the thickness of a phone, I reckon. You know, not too thick, not too thin, just right. I've just made a template out of paper. Just get a rectangle and draw around it and then add ears. And then it takes a little while longer, but not really that much. You just cut around it with a knife. So once you have cut around your template, you can flip it over and then brush off all this excess flour. Just pick it up and put it on your greaseproof paper on a baking tray, like this. Repeat that until you've used all of this pastry. Keep on going. So now you're gonna fill your Pop-Tarts. So you can fill it with jam or whatever you want. I'm gonna put jam in one. This is homemade jam, so it's really good. Just a teaspoon will do. You actually don't wanna overload it because it will just burst through the pastry. So just a little bit, and you can kind of spread it out a little, but don't worry too much. And then maybe some biscoff, which is so good, it's my favorite. I've just been eating mostly, you know, when you get a spoon of it out of the jar and then you go away and you're like, oh, I'll come back actually and get another spoon. So that's how most of this jar's been consumed. But luckily there is some left to put in my Pop-Tart cats and spread it on. It's almost like just spreading your toast in the morning. I don't actually have biscoff on toast. For me, it's just for eating on its own. So you just want to wet the edges to make sure that the next layer of pastry kind of sticks. I'm using a brush on this, which is kind of fancy. You can just use your finger and just wet the edges. Why am I using a brush? Just a tiny little brush. Yeah, just moisten the edges of your pastry. Moist. Now that your pastry edges are moist, you can place your second layer of pastry on top like this and tap it. Tap, 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 tap. Make sure it adheres. I never actually know how to say that word. Is it adhere? No, it's not adheres, it's adheres. I said it correctly the first time. Make sure it sticks. Repeat. More sticking. And then you are just gonna get a fork and I just dip it in a bit of flour so it doesn't stick to the pastry and press it into the sides all around the whole way of the Pop-Tart. It's really relaxing and nice. Sometimes it kind of sticks like that, and when it does stick, just re-dip in a bit of flour. And if it's sticking too much, it might just be that your pastry is too warm. So any point that pastry becomes difficult to handle, just return it to the fridge. And then just poke all of them with my tiny, tiny fork. You can poke them with anything, like a knife. And this is just to make sure that the steam escapes whilst they're baking. Because if the steam doesn't find an avenue to escape, then it may escape out of an edge and then the jam might pull out that way. So stab the tops of all of them and then put this in the fridge to chill for around half an hour and preheat your oven. You can also put it in the freezer if you're in a rush for like 5–10 minutes. And now for a cat break. Mochi break, hello. What do you think of what's going on? Oh, do you want to leave? Okay. And then bake your chilled Pop-Tarts for about 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Bake well, my little kitten friends. Whilst your Pop-Tarts are baking and cooling, make your icing to decorate. Icing sugar and water. Whisk, 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 whisk. A bit more water. I put all my icing into 4 different bowls because I want 4 different colours, and you can pick whatever colours you like. I'm doing pink, orange, blue and green, and then I could swirl them together and they'll look really cool. So yeah, add food dye to your icing to colour. I have done all of my, I've got all my icing colours, very natural cat colours, as you can see. Time to decorate. Pop-Tarts are out of the oven now. They look really cool and like golden all over. So I've just let them semi-cool-ish on the baking tray and then just transfer them onto a cooling rack to finish cooling. Yeah, let them fully cool and then they are ready to decorate. And then you can just get all your colourful icing. Look at this orange colour, I love it, it's so bright. And just drizzle it on. And I want to swirl it though with other colours, so I'm doing orange and pink. Just kind of like mix and blend the two, but not too much. And then you're just going to spread it with a spoon or something like that. They're all done. Look at the drips. The drips underneath are really cool. So I'm just gonna leave these out to like semi-set before I add the bases. So about half an hour, just so there's a bit of a skin formed on top. And you want to make sure you just leave them out at room temperature and where there's like a gentle breeze. So whilst they're setting, I'm just going to make the black icing for the faces. And for this, just use your leftover, you'll have some leftover coloured icing. So mix together a bit and then add your black food dye to your existing icing. Stir that in, stir. And then this icing is going to be a little bit too runny for the faces. So you're just going to get a little bit of icing sugar and gradually add a bit and keep stirring in until it's a bit thicker. So you want to get it so it kind of forms like this flowy kind of ribbon, and it holds its shape for about 20-25 seconds before going all smooth. And then just put it in a piping bag and pipe. So now these have got like a sort of semi-skin on them and I've got my icing. You're just gonna pipe faces and just however you want. Like I like doing swirly eyes. So look like, oh my gosh, I've had so much catnip. I don't even know what's going on in the world. And these are really good because anyone can do it and you can kind of make it a little bit messy and a little bit weird. And that kind of gives them more character and makes them more fun. So here they are, my collection, my little gang of Psychedelic Kitty Pop-Tarts. The recipe for these is all down below and the recipe is from my book, Bake Me a Cat. So please go and get it if you can. Thank you so much.